So we brought all the X-Men to the show in November.
Yeah.
X-Men 97 was supposed to release
that week, right?
on Disney Plus in November.
Yeah.
Literally, I was told the weekend of Retro. So that would have been insanity. I don't know how to do it, but something about non-toy, but toy-themed stuff.
Well, I mean,
Like,
we talk about wrestling, we talk about comics, we talk about.
But like
movies.
you haven't, like I had a Star Wars notebook, I had a Star Wars zipper pen case.
Yeah. Snarf pencil topper.
Oh, so
Ecto Cooler.
Chachki.
Ecto Cooler.
So do you want to go from Bootlegs then to Chachki?
Okay.
Or car
Okay.
freshener.
All the things around toys that collectors.
There is one of
end up
those I can
collecting.
order.
Yeah, no.
That was a San Diego thing too.
Yeah, it wasn't surprising.
Joe Exotic is who Beetlejuice was when he was alive.
Yeah.
Forrest. He's so angry even when he was happy. Yeah.
That's a good movie.
Magic legs.
It's a long movie.
I love it.
I just started running.
It happens.
There's a boot. I couldn't even think of what it's called. It's like Tom or I don't know. They did a 12-inch figure of him with the bench.
Oh, was it 21st or one of the other?
It's early 12-inch when, now there's a million third-party companies doing 12-inch figures. But
Dragon.
no, Dragon did military. Dragon was...
He was
I was gonna say,
military.
could have did one.
Hey, I sold a ton of Dragon. Dragon models, 12-inch. The figures were incredible, and the model kits are incredible. And that was predominantly, so I think of Dragon. This is a funny story. And if we talked about this, I'm sorry. Let's talk about it one more time.
Okay.
I don't think we did, though. So, when I used to be online, and this is a long time ago, 2003, and I don't know if I said this. So, and Dragon model. So, I kind of fibbed in a way, because if you want to get a major manufacturer to carry you or to allow you to carry them, you're nobody.
Right.
And there wasn't a ton of online, maybe your big companies, but the smaller guys didn't have much of a presence. So I listed items I didn't have from multiple companies. But I wasn't selling.
Right.
Like there wasn't even a merchant account linked. So let's say you had 3 different companies listed. And I paid for this incredible website, which back then you had to hire developers, and it wasn't like a free site that you could just get with a hosting plan. And then I preloaded it with like 5 different companies' items. Then you call the company you want and say, I have all these other companies. And I'm looking to add you to my business of
portfolio.
And then I get that company. I'm winging it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, why? I don't understand.
And then
why
I
they were
call
so
another
hard to get.
company. I go, well, I got this company and I got these other companies. And then next thing you know, I had all these companies.
Well, was it because like they looked at it like if you were a startup, you were a risk, so they weren't going to have their product ride on you, so to speak?
Well, most of these companies are COD anyway, so it's not like they were left in the lurch or whatever. Like they weren't going to get screwed out of their money. They didn't ship it if you didn't pay. But some of these companies, why would I open up an account to you? You're nobody. We only give our accounts to
Prestige.
So if you had prestigious product companies with their logos on your site, and they're like,
You're a top dog.
right. I mean, I was not being totally truthful, but I was trying to
Gotta start somewhere.
get this guy to give me an account, and then he gave me an account, and then the other guy, and then so that guy this guy gave me an account because that guy gave me an account, but this guy didn't get, it was, and that's kind of, next thing you know, I had all these accounts. And the funny thing was, the business grew for military at the time. So we were strong for military. Die-cast tanks, planes, model kits, 12-inch military. And where am I going with this? So then, and maybe I've said this before, but then I had sent 1 million emails to McFarlane to carry their line, and they didn't give me the time of day. Yeah, no reply, no reply, no reply.
Todd.
Todd's Toys.
Todd's Toys? Is this Todd's Toys? Hey, I want toys.
What would you do?
What would you do?
So
toys.
it went nowhere. So but it's like, back when I did email, I don't do email now. But anyway, I don't.
He doesn't answer emails.
I don't. Don't ever send me an email. I'll never get looked at. So on the
He's a
left,
secretary.
I had folders for, the different companies. So all my emails to McFarlane and then one day I get a phone call from like the vice president of McFarland Toys. We're starting a military line and we'd love for you to carry our product. And I laughed.
You're like, nah.
No, I laughed. And they're like, what's so funny? And I'm like, I have a folder with all the times you've turned me down. And now you want me to carry your product. And it was because I was known in the military community for carrying military collectibles. And they were introducing a military line, and now they needed me.
That's how it works.
So then I got my account, but I didn't have to meet any minimum requirements because I said, I'm not ordering 720 cases and a year.
Yeah.
And so then I had the account. So I don't know how I got sidetracked by that, but it was interesting.
Best McFarlane.
Something
military
led to
figure.
Dragon, and I said
Yeah.
Dragon, and then that made me think of that.
Best McFarlane military figure. The SWAT guy kicking down the door.
That's not McFarlane. That's
Is it not?
That's
No.
Dusty Trail
Ah.
Toys.
Yeah.
It is a cool figure. Small side story about that. So the guy who founded Dusty Trail Toys was the son of the guy who founded 21st Century Toys,
Oh,
who did 12-inch figures that you would have found at any Toys R Us.
right.
World War II, German, American, Russian, British. They did 1/32 scale and 1/18 scale tanks. They even did a 1/6 scale tank you could have found at Walmart. That was a Stewart remote control. And the son left. They had a falling out. He left. He formed Dusty Trail. And the one time I went to Toy Fair in New York, I met them. And Series 2 had just come out, and they were teasing Series 3, which never got released. But they had some of the mock-ups where you sculpt them in much larger scale than what they get made for the detail. And he had told me that the scene, so there's the SWAT guy kicking the door.
Mhm.
Then there's the guy called Spider, who's got a beanie on, some tattoos, and he's posed like sideways, like
Diving.
diving. And it's supposed to come with a couch. No couch.
No couch.
They didn't make the couch. But that was a cool line, Dusty Trail
It
Toys.
definitely was.
And then they got into sports figures and went right after McFarlane. And I think it was Replay. NFL
yeah, I remember
Replays.
those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
they
then
had like more articulation.
Articulation.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
And they were
They're
small.
like 5-inch?
Yeah, they were
something like that.
And then, whatever reason, then they went belly up. But yeah, that was... Toy Fair was cool. Going to New York, we flew in one day and met all the manufacturers. And I haven't been in so many years, so I don't know how it is now. But when you went, you could place orders. And depending on how much orders you placed for the upcoming releases, there was incentives built in. So like if you placed $10,000 and you got this,
extra.
15,000, you got this. They wanted you to commit,
Of course.
and they would tease their upcoming releases. So I remember sitting down with Sideshow and ordering a bunch of stuff.
That's something, now that you mentioned Toy Fair, that's something that's a lot different now. Because I used to look forward to any Toy Fair coverage
Mm-hmm.
once a year,
Yep.
and then you'd know
For the year.
for the year what was coming out. But now stuff comes out. There's like, I don't know, each line might do 50, 60, 100 figures.
Well, I mean, just look at Hasbro.
But then-
with
You'd wait all year and it'd be like 13 figures.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, you just sit there and just wait for
Wait.
months.
Yeah.
I gotta have that guy, and that's completely different now.
now Hasbro drops like shows,
Well,
like live streams of
I don't
34 waves of Star Wars and Marvel.
I don't know necessarily what's better because we live in a world where there's immediate data and information. Like, a movie's being made so far in advance.
Oh yeah.
There's shots leaked from the set. You know who's cast. You just everybody knows everything.
Or they
And-
think they do.
I remember going to the theater, and when you saw a trailer, that's the first
Right.
you
First time
knew.
you saw it.
Coming next
And it was
year.
just amazing.
Yeah.
Like, I remember seeing the Return of the Jedi trailer, and I was like crapping my pants. Like, it was so cool. Yeah, I skipped school, saw the movie
I saw.
with my parents' permission. They took me.
I remember seeing the preview to 1989 Batman. I was at my grandma's house and I stood up from the floor and just
Bug-eyed.
in 8 months. Like,
Right.
oh my God, I have to wait 8 months.
8 months.
Yeah, and then all you do, it's like, when if there was a movie that ended knowing there's another movie,
Oh, like a cliffhanger?
then you waited 2 years talking about
And that was quick.
what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Now it's like, oh, they've got a writer. They've got a director. It's a
Oh,
production.
this writer's been canned. Now there's reshoots.
Yeah.
This here's leaks from the set. Like it's
oh, look, it's so and so in costume.
it's
Check out this 5 minutes of footage with no CGI.
well, right. Like, so
Yeah.
the new Deadpool trailer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I saw that footage of them fighting like a year ago.
Yeah.
Somebody leaked it.
Yeah.
Like, it's
I will say I'm stoked for that.
oh no, that movie it's
but-
make Marvel great again, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but the problem is it kind of, for me at least, it takes it out. Takes out the fun of it. Because I like seeing the finished product. Not the
Well, it's like when people
beforehand.
come in the store and they start talking about it. Oh, you got to see this movie, and it says, and I was like, stop. Like, I want to.
Right.
If you've recommended the movie, then I'll watch it.
The last 10 minutes.
Right. That's a joke we have with Chad.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I didn't ruin anything. It's in the last 10 minutes. It was like, well, now I know in the last 10 minutes something's going to happen. Like, I don't want to know anything. Or you're never going to expect what's going to happen. So whatever I think's going to happen isn't going to happen because it's not. Don't just recommend the
Just
movie
don't.
and stop talking. Because I just want to see it.
Well, it's like everyone walking in now is like X-Men 97, X-Men 97.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, stop talking.
Well, here's the thing. So, we're filming this, what is it, May?
Yeah. almost June.
Okay. So we brought all the X-Men to the show in November.
Yeah.
X-Men 97 was supposed to release
That week, right?
on Disney Plus in November.
Yeah.
Literally, I was told the weekend of Retro. So that would have been insanity.
Well, imagine if you were like X amount of episodes in, though. That would
Oh,
have been
I know.
It would have been even more bonkers.
So it's like we were ahead of the
Ahead of the
game.
game.
It's just like when we had all the turtles together, then all of a sudden, those turtles are everywhere.
Yep.
Everywhere together. I bet you they didn't have as much fun as they had though at Retro.
This is true.
Well, the other thing was with the X-Men thing, the timing plan for that, it worked out, but we were working on that for like 3 years, getting them there.
Oh yeah, no, we tried for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah, and it was always some issue or something that got in the way.
Went through one agent to another agent, or this or that, or this one can't come, but the fire that show is having now with excitement and everybody's digging on it and loving it, and I was like, retro would have just been a zoo
Yeah.
more than it already is. And then those figures that we had them sign, like The X-Men 97 Rogue's like $100.
Unsigned.
Unsigned.
Unsigned. Yeah.
And I think we had her sign like 30 of them.
And the Wolverines.
Yeah,
too.
the Cal Dodd, that Wolverine's $50 loose.
Yeah.
Could even be more by now. I don't even know. Like
It's a real thing.
I still haven't even got caught up with it. I'm like 3 episodes in, and I was like, it's great.
It's
Yeah,
it's good.
I'm glad. And they
I heard-
recreated that same intro, but they
They
I guess they
kinda
computered
modernized
it
Yeah,
ish.
but it's still
animated.
good.
Oh, it looks it's great. They didn't change the music or anything. Didn't you move it? Where is it?
Why is it going off so damn much?
I think I keep selling stuff. Just move it into the kitchen.
Where is
We'll
it?
still hear it.
It's on top of the comics.
This is your fix? So move it
That's
10
far
feet?
away.
It's far away from him.
It's on mute. I don't even get it.
No, it's
Answer
not.
me. Answer me.
It's definitely not.
And
on
your
mute.
phone, answer me.
Do you-
I want to buy a toy.
Trying to get Toy Man.
how much to ship Skeletor's staff?
Is this the guys from YouTube?
I was like, you must not watch the channel. Oh, I watched every episode.
I watched every episode. I want to buy a flag for $500. Ship it to Alaska.
How much is shipping? It don't ship.
Can I buy parts?
But you ship on eBay, and I'm like, yes, I do. That's different inventory.
Will you buy my 35 Beanie Babies? They are all early editions.
With-
$50,000.
They have the pellets.
I have 5 Princess Diamonds.
The stem is different. This is the rare version.
This is the rare version.
Put the tag protector on it.
Everybody who calls has the version you're calling about. It is not rare.
I can't seem to find this one Beanie Baby. I think it's worth a lot of money.
If you can't find it, it must be rare.
Yeah.
So, that's usually true, though. It's not with Beanie Babies.
Oh man.
Beanie Babies and Hess trucks
So let's talk about
and plates.
let's
I
talk
think we
about
probably talked about that, though.
Yeah, we did.
what?
Plates.
Oh no. Let's talk about bootlegs.
Why don't we talk about this alien Sting figure?
I think that's the Crow.
I don't know what camera we're on, but
I don't know, man. His head.
you got to get the front,
God, it looks like the,
and then look at that.
it looks like the interior of a car somewhere.
So obviously something is missing, but this came in trade this week, and I'm keeping this.
Can you hear me?
We can
Can
hear
you
you. Can you hear me?
describe it for the people that are just listening?
It's horrible.
That's very good. So I am holding a Sting action figure in my hand that looks like
hell.
it looks like an alien head from Close Encounters.
Yes.
That looks like a squash.
It looks like the head of a cane.
Yeah.
Oh, like an ivory cane handle.
So he's missing his hair. And he's a little light on the action too because that thing doesn't move.
Yeah.
So it's hard.
I don't know if it went in the holes.
It's hard
The hair?
plastic.
Really? Did
So
you
if you're
find like a
No.
no?
if you are listening to this, then you'll have to come to the YouTube portion
This
to see it visually because it's scary.
it's magnificent.
It's almost like a serpent sting,
Yeah.
Or sperm?
or yeah.
Yeah.
And then here's another guy,
His head looks like a knee.
dang it, which it's a bootleg
Oh. Wow.
turtle with a patch, and instead of a storage shell, he has a leaf on his back.
Well, because he's a frog.
Leapfrog,
Leaf frog.
leaf frog, Leaf Garrickson, Erickson.
But yeah, it's a turtle bootleg, even though it's not a turtle.
But we looked him up, and he comes with a motorized horse.
That's green. A green horse.
Right.
Why
So
not?
I'm keeping that
Keeping that.
because it's bad.
So this thing actually does say 98 WCW on it.
Well, there you go.
And
How
says-
it's licensed.
It says Toy Biz and Spectra Star.
And so, Andy, I don't know, is there a wrestler that has this is a bootleggy? It might not even be bootleg. It's just so poorly done.
It's very poorly done.
But just what wrestler has 316 on his leg?
Austin 316.
Oh, so this is there you go.
Yeah, but I don't think that's real.
If you look at this face, It is so
It
bad.
looks like Jason from Friday the 13th.
It's horrible. I'm keeping that because it's so good.
Like,
All right, hold on. Look at that head.
it's not good.
He looks like he's angry to exist.
Again, if you want to see the visuals,
Yeah.
check out the Toy Federation podcast channel on YouTube.
So this is a 97 Jack specific.
So
oh wow!
how is it
It's
that
real.
bad? And now this guy.
And it's not a bone cruncher. So
Now this guy, it looks like a Chap May or a
let me see if I can find
Big Lots bootleggy police guy, but his head is so small that it looks like the Beetlejuice, the guy in Beetlejuice who had the shrunken head on the couch.
head day.
I think his head could fit literally in his hand.
Right? So it's just cool.
No markings.
No markings on the shelf.
He looks like his own House of Mirror image.
But now look, 2 holes in his back,
Two like these.
2 holes in his back,
2 holes.
2 holes in his back. What's going on here?
Yeah.
So you know if
You
you
got one.
he's got a hole. He's got a hole in the bottom,
Probably where you plug him onto the green horse.
Oh,
or he
yeah.
or he could leak fluid. That's cool.
I'm just trying to see if I can even find this Steve Austin figure.
Were they made this poorly?
Oh, I mean,
He looks like a vampire.
and I mean the best thing about it is when he never wore tights like that.
Yeah, but it just feels too cheap.
Right.
It doesn't
that's
feel
what
quality.
The Jacks were.
Really, that bad?
Yeah, they weren't good. But at the time, they were what you had.
So, did you have any bootlegs as a kid, Travis?
Yeah. I had some of the. I guess they're not exactly bootlegs, but they clearly are trying to get some of that He-Man money. I had some of the
So the Remcos,
the
or
Remco Warrior
Let me
Beasts.
see him for a sec.
I had Remco Warrior Beasts. I had Skullman, and I had the Cobra Guy, and I might have had one other one. And I was, as a kid, I don't know how you thought of them. You're like, it looks like He-Man, but it's not. What is it?
yeah?
You know, and maybe I got them in package, and maybe I got them at a yard sale. I don't know. But they would always be kind of confusing. You knew they weren't the same, but
See, it's weird for me because I think I was so focused as a kid that
laser focused.
when I went to the aisle, nothing else existed besides Star Wars and G.I. Joe. I didn't look at any, like, so I literally didn't know about it. Like, I knew about Transformers,
Didn't care.
but,
Wasn't your thing, right?
well, it could have been my thing if I could see the cartoon. I couldn't. Like, it ended before I could, when I got off the bus. So
Yeah.
I only saw G.I. Joe. Star Wars, I saw the movies. But I also remember G.I. Joe, the little cartoon segments that led in to the comic.
Mhm.
Because that was before the cartoon, I even think.
Yeah.
Because there was no law, if you watch the Toys That Made Us,
Yeah.
on the G.I. Joe, there was no law about advertising a comic with
Yeah.
cartoons.
Yeah.
But if it was toys, it was limited to the amount of animation you could use. So they would animate a portion of the comic and then it would go into turning the page. And it was like so good. So yeah, I don't. But I don't have any memory of bootlegs. I almost think that's why I'm so fascinated by them now.
I definitely have a lot of memories of bootlegs because, like, you looked at G.I. Joe and you looked at Star Wars.
Mhm.
I always wanted to see everything because in my mind, I knew I couldn't have everything, but if I could see it, it's like I know, which was always confusing when figures never got released because then I'd never see them, but they'd be on the back of the card but I went to, they used to have I don't know what they were, but they were stores that carried a lot of merchandise from China.
So like 5 and dime stores, or
Yeah, something like that. They have like bars on the windows. You could go there and buy Ninja Stars, and it was all just cheaper products, but they had cheaper toys. So that's where I got a Multiforce 14 from as a kid, which I think I thought it was Transformers. But it wasn't.
yeah, because they bootleg the hell out of a lot of
Oh yeah.
Superion. You know how many bootlegs of that we get?
And I saw a lot of that as a kid. I saw converters, which technically weren't bootleg,
Right.
but they were definitely cheap. I had a few GoBots, which a lot of people
Hell,
think of
I
that
thought
as
those were
bootleg.
bootleg when I was a kid.
But they came
They
out
were
before
first.
they came out
Yeah.
before Transformers.
And they're heavy duty.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
Yeah.
it's just they had the crappier cartoon.
Yeah.
It was animated more for kids, even though they're all for kids. The animation wasn't Sunbow quality,
Right.
so it just it just felt more kiddie, the scooter, and it just was.
Yeah, it did. But we've talked about this plenty of times. Even though that it'd be like something like GoBots would be a cheaper cartoon, it'd be the same voice actors because they all just did voices for everything.
Yeah, because so Arthur Destro, he's is it Psykill or no? He's not Psykill. He's one of the GoBots.
Was it Turbo? No, I forget. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
They all, he was Spydrax. I remember.
Right.
But see,
right.
my favorite animation is Sunbow, hands down. I mean,
He was Devastator.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
devastated.
There's that.
But I mean, G.I. Joe, Transformers, and Gem, Sunbow,
I will say this, even though
and
those
Silverhawks, Thundercats, top notch.
a lot of cartoons in the 80s, even the lesser ones, all had fantastic intros.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
The
Well,
intros were almost better.
yeah. The cartoon intros are so amazing. Like it's like a band singing the intro. Or
Yeah, they get like a real band.
Silverhawk,
Yeah.
and all of them, they're just so memorable. And it's like
Rock, good example, Rock Lords.
Rock Lord.
Terrible toys, not a great cartoon, fantastic intro
Okay.
and song.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah,
It's so good.
Smurfs. Best intro ever.
No.
No.
What are you doing? What are you doing with your life? Smurfs?
Oh. All right, Snorks.
They were like their cousins.
It's the
Water
underwater
Smurfs.
It's the underwater Smurfs.
Aqua Smurf.
Smurfs were kind of cool.
I
They just
well,
didn't do anything. They just stood there, but they were popular.
Yeah. But I mean, all those things, but the intros were just so amazing. Like I think I watched a Chipmunks episode the other day, and I was like, man, this cartoon was terrible. Why did I like it? And then the intro came on, and I was like, oh yeah, the intro was fantastic.
They were all catchy.
Yeah, Darkwing Duck, like all these
Yeah.
intros.
DuckTales.
Turtles, yeah,
All that stuff,
DuckTales, ooh,
Chippendale. I mean,
yeah, it was amazing.
it's all what brand earworms?
Yeah,
Yeah,
earworms.
earworms.
Yeah, they were catchy, and they'd get stuck in your head.
So what's the song? Did
From
we-
X-Men.
No. Oh yeah, did we say that already?
We
I don't-
touched upon it.
So the X-Men 92 or X-Men the animated
Yeah.
series,
It's a right.
Dun, 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 dun. And so then what is it? Whatever
It's
you want from me, I'm giving you everything. Right. It's
I'm your baby tonight.
Right.
Yeah, Whitney Houston.
it's X-Men theme is Whitney's song.
Yeah, it's reworked.
Right.
It's different.
But if you'll
yeah.
never quite unhear it once you know.
Yep. Enjoy that.
Got him.
Speaking of earworms,
But that's probably one of the best intros.
animated
too.
Oh, yeah.
Spider-Man.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Good intro. Animated Batman.
I was partial to the 80s intro in Spider-Man. Just that was the first one I saw. So then when the 90s came out, and it's like, what is this voice, this spy?
What's the one where it's action is his reward to him? Life is.
Oh, that's the
Spins
60s
Spins his
Spider-Man.
web.
See,
Well, that's the one everyone knows.
so that was like, I guess, reruns when I was a kid. Like
Yeah.
that was the one I would see.
67
It's the one where he
Spider-Man.
throws rope nets on people.
Yeah, and when he punched someone, it'd give you the noise from Hanna-Barbera.
Oh, and Hanna-Barbera, those cartoons,
Oh yeah.
wacky races and all that stuff.
Scooby Doo.
Oh, Scooby Doo's great.
Yeah.
And
Laugh
then
Olympics.
Laugh Olympics.
That was all of them.
Dynamite.
Laugh Olympics was like, if you didn't get to see all these cartoons, well, they're all here now.
They're all in one spot.
There's that one dog, and he's like, Right?
Was it Muttley?
is that what it is?
Yeah.
And then the evil guy with the.
Yeah.
And they were chasing the pigeon, right?
I don't-
The planes
and-
catch the pigeon.
Those are good cartoons.
And a lot of those things never got toys until the 2000s or later.
Oh, what? So it was like with Herculoids and all that?
Yeah.
Is it, what is it, Toynami or who?
Toonami.
They did, I don't know if they did, but they did some of that stuff.
In the early 2000s, like when Space Ghost did Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Those figures are
they got
money.
figures, and then they did Herculoids, and then they did some of the other cartoons, and they were tough to find.
Yeah, yeah.
They were only in like multimedia stores, you know?
Yeah, like, what is it, Suncoast Video?
Yeah,
FYE.
FYE, yeah, yeah.
There was another one too, I forget. You'd always see them in the mall. I don't know. Electronics Boutique, did they have stuff
EV?
like that? I don't even remember.
Yeah.
That was
TV
just,
games.
if I went to the mall, if you were stuck going to the mall, there was only a handful of places that I cared to go.
Babbage's.
Well, see, back, like, when I was growing up, the bookstores were Walden Books and B. Dalton.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the mall, one was on one end, one was on the other end. For whatever, you know, they didn't
They
want
didn't
They
agree.
didn't want to compete.
And then there'd be a KB, and then maybe something else. Or, like, you know, like, when I was a kid, I don't recall GameStops or any of that.
No.
But then as kind of college, high school, I remember Suncoast.
Spencer's,
Yeah, Spencer's.
right?
Yeah.
They carried
Spencer's-
all the oddball stuff too.
Yeah, but then when you went to like the back, then it was just like all this adult stuff. Like it was weird. So it's like I came
Should I
in.
be here?
I came in with my
I don't
mom, and
know.
now there's like
I don't
edible
know.
underwear or something in here. It's like I don't know if I'm supposed to be here.
That's a funny looking cup over there. How do you drink from it? I don't know, Mom.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That's where I got a Freddy glove.
yeah.
And my dad got it for me, and I came home and I was like, "Check it out, Mom." And she's like, "That's cool," and then she like secretly took it away from me because like that's the glove of a child killer.
So
I couldn't have it.
So I was. See, I'm with you guys all the time. I tell these stories, so then I don't know if I've told, you know, the listener or the viewer these stories. But I was Freddy one Halloween.
Oh yeah.
But I may have said this already. But yeah, because at one point I wanted to do special effects makeup. So that was all I
Yeah.
wanted to do.
Yeah, I wanted to do that too. Yeah.
So I bought all that stuff from the guy who did Freddy's makeup in an old Fangoria and ordered it. And I did everybody in the neighborhood. It was fun.
Did you do good, or were you just Nightmare Freddy?
No. Oh, that's a toy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called?
The bootleg Freddy that's so great and it's so expensive.
Because I have it.
You have Sharp Hand Joe.
Oh, right.
That's the other one.
Sharp hand.
There's two Freddy Krueger
It's like Cotton
knockoff
Eye Joe
figures.
did it. That's Sharp Hand Joe.
Sharp Hand Joe, instead of green and red sweater, he has a white and red sweater, so he looks more like a.
Christmas.
Well, they both do.
Or where's Waldo?
But it was like
Peppermint.
in Spain or something. It's European.
Yeah, they did a whole monster line.
Right, I have it.
What Sunbeam or what was the name of the?
I don't
It's a
remember,
bread company.
but I had to get
I know, but it was.
I had to
Sun
get it.
something. Anyway, yeah, they had like a Frankenstein kind of.
Sharp Hand
Frank
Joe.
Einstein. They had a Dracula and had Werewolf Man. I think was Werewolf Man, and then there was Sharp Hand Joe, which a lot of people that like bootlegs, Sharp Hand Joe.
I got it.
But then the other Freddy, which it looked just like Freddy, and it's in this really cool box. And he has this painting on it. It's he's got this huge giant gloved hand, but it's foreign. It's bootleg, and they named it Nightmare Freddy.
So that's like kind of like Robert Cop.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
which
one of the best ones.
Robert Kopp.
I forgot about that. That's
Yeah.
the furniture of
Furniture
law
of law
enforcement.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have that one too.
But the bootlegs are great, and a lot of them are. It's a company that's doing something they're kind of not supposed to, so they it's a quick cash grab. But then you get these great funny things.
What's
Like
for the cheap dollar stores back in the day
Yeah.
when mom couldn't afford the real Transformer, but she could buy you the $5 one instead of the $40 one.
I've got a list of like 30 different Transformer knockoff companies. Transistor bots and
Yeah.
you know, I don't know, it's Transmorphers is a new one, but I mean, there's really funny examples. Like there's a bootleg Spider-Man that they just changed one letter, but it's called Spader-Man, and it's so funny because it's like you think of James Spader,
Right, James. Yeah.
and you just like it'd be great to get that.
Is he under the mask?
Spader Man.
But there's Special Man. It's a Superman, and they labeled it Special Man, and it's so funny. It's from like a Kenner Superman head, and the body is like a Toy Biz Iceman body, and they painted it just like Superman, but it's called Special Man, which is funny in its own way.
Because he's special.
Yeah,
Right?
He's
That's what
special.
S means.
right.
That's cool.
What's some other? What was the insect line? The Sectars bootlegs you got? You remember those?
Oh.
It's like Insect Men or.
Oh, remind me.
They're just like the Sectars, but they're painted bright colors, and I don't even think they move.
Yeah, they're static, right?
Yeah.
When did I get them?
There's
They're on the shelf in there.
Where?
There's like 2 or 3 of them.
Yeah,
In there?
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Should I go get them?
Like insect warrior men or something.
Yeah.
How do I not know what we're talking about?
You may be excused.
Insect men?
I think that's the name
Yeah.
of them.
I mean, they're literally been sitting on the shelf in there.
I have a lot of stuff sitting in there.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, Travis is getting the insect man. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm envisioning something packaged.
No.
Well, so I don't know what these.
Wait.
Did we look these up? Or what do you? I don't know, but they're cool.
Describe them to the audience.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of look like. So we're holding a packaged. So one of the newer figures that Nacelle put out, the new Sectars line. So there's a Dargon in my one hand, and then there's this bootleg Sectar wannabe looking dude.
I'm going with Sectarts.
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 Sectarants. Like they aren't.
Oh, I like
Sectars.
Sectarts.
Sectarts.
I mean, like,
So,
looks like a genie lamp.
but did we figure out who did these or no? We just kept them because they look cool.
I don't know if they had like a proper name brand. I mean,
So that reminds me, in the floor in the office, I have some bootleg Street Sharks.
Yeah.
But they're smaller.
the die-cast ones, right?
Were they die cast?
The one I got you.
No, not what you got me. These came in a trade. Or was that?
Oh, the bigger ones.
No,
Yeah.
no, they're like this big. They're on the floor in the.
Ah, crap. Well, we have a couple of bootlegs like that. Because there's big ones, there's little ones, and...
Oh, so, all right, bootlegs. I don't know how we are for time. All right, so on bootlegs, this made me think of this. So when I think of Chachki or bootlegs, I think of Chachki, and it's like, what are the things that are part of a toy line or part of a franchise, but not an action figure?
Right. Like...
So like you have the He-Man figure built to the toothbrush holder.
Yeah.
That's kind of looks like the figure, but isn't, because its hand is meant to hold a toothbrush, and it's got like a little hook or something.
Yeah, it's licensed, but it's not really a toy. It's just...
Right.
Don't you want to brush your teeth? He-Man does.
Yeah.
Or there's like a Centurion's flashlight or
Right.
something, or
Transformers watch.
right.
G.I. Joe toiletry kit.
Yeah.
Yeah, with little tissue, a little cup.
Soap holder.
Yeah. So things like that were just like if you were, if you were all in as a kid.
Bubble bath bottles.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
Like everything had them.
that's what Hasbro's
That's
putting
so
out
good.
as the new 12-inch figures. That's why they look so horrible. We call them giant blow molds.
Yeah.
It's like that $10 price point 12-inch figure that doesn't move at the knees or elbows.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that's what we got with shampoo in them as a kid, with Skeletor or Sergeant Slaughter. Or, but then see, like I had a Return of the Jedi zipper bag to hold my pencils.
Yeah.
That would go in my notebook, which would have had Darth Vader on it. And then you would have Return of the Jedi pencils.
Yep.
So everybody would know
And then
the score when.
And then I had a
walked up.
Jabba the Hutt head, and then the bottom would lift off, and it had little like sweet tarts in them. And then,
Or stamps, right?
right, and then you had your underoos.
Yeah.
Zipper pulls.
I didn't have that. I
had a zipper pull.
Yeah.
I had Boba Fett underoos.
I had Spider-Man underoos. Mom encouraged it. Yeah. I had E-Man ones. Yeah.
I don't even know if they make those anymore.
They do for adults. It's weird.
They make adult underoos.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Not right.
That's interesting.
Some of them have pops on them too, like the character has a pop on the underoos.
Interesting.
Well, that hey,
Hey, no, whatever.
Something for everybody.
something for everybody. Yeah.
That could you imagine? Walk around the house in adult underoos. That would be funny.
I'm gonna do it.
Mom, we go.
Mom, look who
I'm gonna go get the.
I'm Aquaman today, Mom. Make me dinner.
To complete the set, you have to get the character socks and you have to slide on the floor everywhere you go.
No, but I mean, they had, so in my collecting, I'm attracted to the weird, odd things because some of the other stuff you see so frequently that you
have it all.
like, I have the original Star Wars run. So there's no figures to get. But if I see some weird thing that I've never seen or just some goofy, odd, I don't even know. Like there were these little tin boxes that came in the other day and I was like, I haven't seen those. Like I'd maybe seen one of the sizes, but then this was like a set that had like 3 or 4 sizes and I was like, those are cool.
Gumball machines.
Yeah.
Those are great. What was the company? I forget.
I had a gumball machine as a kid.
Yeah. Had a gumball belt buckle, which Andy got me.
Oh, that's
those.
right, the Spider-Man one.
Yeah. I had a Spider-Man one, and it was like Spider-Man, like on the thing. It's sculpted on there, and you pull a little lever, and if you put your hand under the buckle, you get one gumball.
Just one gumball.
Just one gumball, and it was terrible. But it was cool because it was like no one knows my secret. I have gum.
Right.
In my belt buckle.
This ginormous.
My plastic belt buckle with this red plastic strap.
We had a cool gumball machine come in that I put back by the desk, and I think it was some Gundam or...
Oh, that was Robotech.
Oh, so we had a Robotech gumball machine come in. I'd never seen that.
Yeah. And most of that was all that one company. I can't remember the name of it. It's like Specialty something.
Well, I know if it's electronics, it typically tended to be NASTA. N-A-S-T-A.
Yeah.
So like if you had the Transformer walkie-talkie or...
Right.
a Soundwave cassette player or... A lot of times it was NASTA.
Did I do the little Transformer watch?
Well,
you know what I'm talking about, the little guy.
Well, so I think we had talked about that in one of the YouTube episodes. I'm not sure if that one's aired yet, but there was a mail away Transformer watch.
Right.
But I mean, there's tons of not licensed.
Bootleg.
Yeah.
That's the ones I'm talking about.
Yeah, those are cool.
Oh, I looked it up. The other gumball company was Superior.
Oh, Superior. Yeah.
Yeah, and they also did other knick-knacky kind of tchotchke items too. There was so much of that stuff. They'd have end caps full of just oddball like puffy stickers.
So I have a GI Joe gumball machine.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen one.
But it's not a round gumball. It's if you're head on, it's round. But if you look sideways, it's kind of like a giant Oreo. It's like a wheel.
Mm-hmm.
So head on, it's circle. Sideways, so it's not a complete dome.
Right.
Yeah, and it's got a vamp or something in it.
Oh, that's cool.
I know.
Yeah, and I don't know if they did it with different images or they had like the paint by number kind of thing.
Or sticker books.
Yeah. So somebody brought a sticker book in. It's almost like the size of a phone book, and it's handmade, and every page is stickers.
Jeez.
Puffy stickers, scratch and sniff stickers.
Oh, right.
And I just kept it because
Yeah.
I'm like, that's just cool.
See, the one that always comes to mind to me is the Motu one.
Panini. That was the brand, yeah. They
Oh,
did a lot
they-
of sticker books.
Oh yeah, they did it for
That thing was
Joe.
awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I donated mine to the wall out there. There's a Panini
Oh
made
yeah,
sticker book.
I still
the
have
cover.
mine. Mine's complete.
But it was one of my favorite He-Man images, and I think I had 2 of them. So I was like, I'll just,
yeah. So if
That
you're
one.
unfamiliar, the lobby of our store, when you first walk in, is covered in vintage box art and old Topps cards and advertisements from comic books of toys
yeah,
in the 70s, 80s, 90s.
anywhere and everywhere. And it's usually from things where like we can't do anything else with it, where it's too damaged or
Yeah, if the box is beat up to the point, like there's a Shogun Godzilla box on the wall.
yeah, because it's we couldn't use it.
Yeah, the box was shot. That was what we could salvage off of it.
Yeah,
But it's cool when people walk in and they're rubbing their hand on it and touching
Easter
it.
eggs.
yeah,
Yeah, and there's Easter eggs.
yeah.
in there.
There's always hidden things in the walls. Those are fun.
We're gonna finish it. We just
Someday.
haven't.
Someday.
Someday.
It's on the list of things to do.
Right.
All right, so that wraps it up for this episode. We appreciate you guys for watching or listening. And what's the line?
Tell the mailman.
Tell the mailman. Spread
Tell
the
'em.
word. Let's keep growing.
Take the mail. Tell them.
Tell 'em.
The mailman's coming. All right, see you guys.